how companies can win in the midst of the work from home revolution that's among us.
This is a work from home webinar that's going to deep dive into some of the solutions that are going to allow employees who are now facing work from home environments like never before. So this is our time to come together at Technology Source and do everything we can to help organizations that are looking for work from home solutions for their employees. We're here today to talk about those solutions. Just want to let you know who we are. We are Technology Source. We have over 3,500 customers throughout the world in 60 different countries. We have over 200 technology advisors and partners who do the tough job of getting in there and working with each of our customers to help them find the right solution. And then we have over 200 service providers that we can choose from. And as you can see, there's a few of our service providers on this screen here. A little bit about some of the services that we offer at Technology Source. We came up with a pretty easy to recognize table of elements. These elements come together to make what we call the elements of business success at Technology Source. Some of them you can use right now for your homework environment. So as you can see, we have cybersecurity, very important, business optimization, SaaS and applications, connectivity, voice, unified communications, marketing, mobility, and the foundation of all of it, our cloud and infrastructure. So let's dig right in. Besides the fact that we're all working in these environments, that there's distractions and noises, but there's a lot more serious concerns right there that are going to be happening for our work from home environments. And the first one that we'll discuss today is there needs to be better collaboration. So you've got tools like Zoom. We have several tools very similar with collaboration, including Zoom actually, but some of them are completely free. And so we've sourced these different tools for our customers, and we can work with our customers and tell you which tools are the best tools for your organization based on your goals. And just because something's free doesn't necessarily mean the implementation is easy and the user adoption is going to be easy. So we want to work with you and make sure that you're selecting the right tools. The next pain point we're going to talk about is there's a lot of solutions to choose from. We just want to make sure that you're getting into something that's going to be good for you right now and also in the long term. So we'll work with you as advisors. And there's so many concerns, and especially now, the data is leaving the confines of the office behind the firewalls and the safeguards that are set up. What do we do? At Technology Source, we would recommend enhanced physical, technical, contractual, and administrative safeguards. And that's definitely something we can help set up for your organization. The physical safeguards are where is that data being stored and how is it being protected? Technical safeguards are things like endpoint protection, software protection over top of that data, making sure that it's safe. Contractual is when you engage a vendor, you want to make sure that they have in place contractual limitations of liability for your organization so that if they make a mistake and breach the data, that they're held liable for it. As well as you want to make sure that they have cybersecurity limitation of liability and cybersecurity liability insurance, so that if they do have a breach of data, that they're covered under their insurance policy and that your organization is covered under their policy. So we can help you with that as well. And then administrative safeguards are things that need to be in place within your organization, training and those types of things. So it's a big important one. All right, so pain point 4 is that companies now having the data in the employee's hands and they're doing what's called BYOD, which is bring your own device. So right now I'm using this laptop here that's my own personal laptop in my home, but because my company has a system set up with endpoint management and cloud alternatives in place, if anything should happen to my laptop, the data that's being backed up is all safe and in the cloud. Home workers need phones, and this is something that we can definitely help with at Technology Source. Some of the solutions that we would recommend are switching to a unified communications platform. There are so many out there, and there are some very good ones, and there's also some that are not so good. And so we just need to work with you to understand what your goals are, what the hardware is that the employees will be using, if any, what shipments are going to be delayed, if any, because of the virus. And there's a lot of things coming out of China that are needing to be considered and how long it's going to take. So we just want to make sure we're talking about that. Next one is poor cell service. This has become a problem. Now, organizations are going to have to be competitive. Condo complexes, apartment complexes. If they've got a ton of home workers working from there and there's no cell bars for those work from home employees, they're not going to be comfortable living in those types of condos and apartment complexes. And so in building cellular coverage enhancement is what we would recommend as a solution for that. The next one is a lack of reliable internet, which is a showstopper for a newly appointed telecommuter. If you don't have reliable internet, it's going to be really difficult for the organization to succeed. And so what we would recommend, and we'll talk about, is this internet aggregation, so you can have multiple users you all get one bill though for them. So instead of having to pay 100 separate internet connectivity points, you can have those all aggregated onto one bill. Or managed internet. One of the providers we're talking about today will even work with your home employees to make sure that they're able to troubleshoot any concerns with their home internet. Because a lot of times the internet's working fine. It's just more a matter of they need to do some troubleshooting on the router end or things like that. And then next, we'll talk about the home workers who are vulnerable to cybersecurity attacks. There's even COVID-19 cybersecurity malware that's out there now. There's so many people that like to take advantage and are opportunists in a negative way. And so what we want to do is help you overcome that pain point. And one of the ways we would do that isn't just one way. This is a lot of layered cybersecurity that needs to be in place. And so we'd like to connect you with cybersecurity experts that will help you layer cybersecurity solutions in place, and then combine that with training, which will help your users stay away from those types of vulnerabilities. Another one is the imaging of computers. Imaging computers, buying computers, you gotta get them, you gotta ship them. First you gotta get them shipped to you, you gotta image them, and then you gotta ship them out to the employees. That is a total waste of time. It is a huge liability on you, and it is a lot of work. Having been in an IT department as an executive in that role, it was a total time suck. And one of the first things that I did was get rid of the ever need to manage those types of things with desktop as a service. And so this is a huge thing that we can do here at Technology Source, is help match you with the right desktop as a service providers for your organization that virtualizes the infrastructure and the computer so you don't have to deal with imaging them anymore. Pain point 10 is that staff outside the office are lacking work status and accountability controls. You've got home users who've never been home users before. You don't know when they're working. You don't know how long they've stayed on the clock. They can say anything. And it's not that we don't trust them, but a lot of times, in the face of the COVID virus, we need to know when people are on now. There's a lot of emergency response that needs to be in place for the organizations that are currently working still. There's a lot of them, and we've seen some lists today of the organizations that are still kind of exempt from leaving the house, those types of things. Those are the organizations we're really wanting to help right now, because a lot of them are actually doing things to respond to what's going on. And so what we would recommend is a layered remote accountability controls. We have a lot of different controls that we can put in place for organizations to make sure that their staff, from drastic measures such as recording every movement on their desktop to much less stringent, just kind of the checking of log files and that sort of thing. So reach out to us for those. So these are some of the different pain points that we would like to work with you on. My name is Sonia Moline, and I will close out today. Please reach out to us at Technology Source and any of our partners that are out there and advisors. That's what we're here for. You guys stay safe, and really appreciate you taking the time. I commend you for taking the time. I know this education stuff is a little different when there's no one watching, but I think it's important that we all take care of our organizations that matter right now. So thank you.